Hello, hey everyone. Welcome you all to this first vibe coding session I'm doing. And my name is Kushagra. Hello. We'll just wait for a few minutes for more people to join. And then as soon as some people have joined, we will start this session. Meanwhile, if you're here, please do let me know in the chat if everything is visible correctly, if I'm audible, uh, and let me know in general if you're here. I see Nerdy Coder is here. Hello, welcome to the vibe coding session. Cool, so I am audible correctly. Great. Nice, I think then we are all set to start the session. Just 1 or 2 minutes more and then we'll take off. So while we're waiting, I'll just talk a bit about this live vibe coding session that I've started. So the idea is, we all know this is an era of AI, and with time, AI is able to do a lot more than it was doing some time back, right? Especially in the field of software development, not just programming, but in general software development. It has become a lot better with time, and people have been developing whole apps, right? At least like initial uh, MVPs of a lot of apps people have been developing with AI. And like a lot of you, I have been tinkering with these AI and recently agents that have come in. I've been tinkering with them, creating a lot of stuff, turning ideas into working things, and and like when you get such a superpower that uh, I could already build things, but then when you get a superpower that now you can build things pretty fast, like much faster than before. uh, you want to try out a lot of ideas that you have in your head, right? Because in the limited bandwidth that you have, you can build a lot more. So I've been turning those lot of ideas into working things using AI. And I wanted to like do these stream so that we can build things together. uh, you can like watch me building things with AI, maybe learn a things or two from it, and together, like the whole idea is just like doing this vibe coding together with AI. And so this session, so what would we build in these streams? uh, I was not sure what to build. I asked a lot of people, what should we build. I got some ideas, but I then finally I boiled down to one of my old projects. It's called Kalu. Uh, it's a calculator, not a traditional calculator. Like the name comes from calculator, right? So Kalu. It's a Hindi name. So it's a calculator which lets you do interlinked calculations. So one piece of calculation that you can link to some other uh, other calculation, right? So you can link things. That's something I built a long ago. Let me actually show you. So that is something like I want to sort of rework on, and I'll tell you why. So this is actually the calculator. So I have a lot of calculations already. It saves them. So let me demo what this does. So let's say I have some calculation that I do for something, right? And now this is one piece of calculation that I did, and related to the same thing, I want to calculate something else. Let's say 7 plus 12, and then I want to add the result of the last calculation that I did, right? The last piece of calculation, which is this 57, right? I want to use that here. So what this allows me to do is I can click 57 and it uses it, right? So I don't have to do this, like I don't have to write this expression again wherever I want to use it. Instead, I can use the result, and that too I don't have to type. I can simply click it and it gets inserted wherever your cursor is, and then you can continue with your calculation, right? And again, like if I want to use the above result, I hit it again, and that's how it works. So this is the idea. It lets you interlink calculations, as in you can interlink the results into some other expression and result of that into some other expression and cascade things. That's the whole idea. But this was done long back. I think like it's been more than 10 years, I suppose. And the main reason I want to rewrite this is it was, I mean, I got it this far, but it doesn't work exactly like I wanted it to be. For example, let's say I used this result over here. Using it was pretty easy, but then when I say interlinked calculations, I also want this to be real-time linked, as in live linked. What that means is if I change this expression, the result of this expression changes, of course, and you'll see, but where this result was used, that did not get updated, right? Ideally, I would want that if 133 was picked from this result, when this turns into 190, this should also turn into 190. That is what I mean by perfectly linked calculations, different calculations, right? So that's not working. That's a very important thing that I've been using this calculator for a lot of things. And sometimes I use Google Sheets, but a lot of times I prefer this one because it's like quick. You can do some handy quick calculations here. So I use this a lot, and all these years I have, like whenever I've used it, I felt the pain of the calculations, of the expressions and results not being really live linked. That's something I've lacked. I've felt the lack, felt that missing. So that's the main thing that I want to get into this Kalu calculator, and so we'll be rewriting this. And since this is a vibe coding session, we'll just talk to AI and let the agents do their job, and we'll see how far we can get. If we can get our idea working, what we have in mind. So that's the whole idea, what we'll be doing in this session. For anyone who wants to try this, it's also linked on my website in the lab section, but I'm also putting this link in the chat. Folks who just joined, welcome to this vibe coding session. Do say a hi in the chat. Let me know you are here. And we've been just talking about like what we'll be building in this session. I just linked a small app, a very old app that I built. We'll be reworking on this app using AI and hopefully get a nice working app, hopefully by the end of this session today. Cool. So we are already 13 minutes into the stream, so let's begin. Let's get Okay, so I have it. Do I have a separate repo for it? I don't. Let me see if I have a separate repo for this. Kalu. No, I'm searching at the wrong place. Yes, there is a separate repo. Cool, we'll work on this repo then. I don't think I have it checked out. Yes, I don't have it. Let's clone this repo. And there we go. And you can see this is a pretty simple web app, no framework used as such. One second. Yeah, a simple one-page app. There's an index.html, a good old index.html script that does things, and that's it. A pretty simple app. So I think we'll keep it this way. We'll still try to build the thing in a single HTML file and see where we can get without using a framework. Cool, let's fire up cursor, where we'll use Claude's Sonet model to do coding for us. I hope the font size is good enough, it's readable. Let me know if not. Okay, so this is our index.html where everything is there. Oops. Can't I resize it? I'll just close it. And this is our script.js. Okay, this uses code mirror editor for the place that you write the expressions in. So this whole area that you see, that's code mirror. It's a editor mostly used for programming. I'm not sure why I used it. I think for these things, these decorations. So whenever you start writing an expression, you start seeing, so you start seeing the result at the end in a yellow bubble, right? So you can easily put these decorations in the editor. Maybe that's why I used it. Cool, let's start. So I'll hit Command L and use the agent mode in Composer. So what agent is basically like, you can normally do you can normally chat with AI, but chat is not as powerful. It can suggest you things from the current file or whatever files you give in the context. It can tell you things, but it won't do stuff, right? It will just like do the processing and tell you, and then it's up to you to apply those changes, not apply those changes. And if there are multiple files, you have to go and apply them separately. But agent is a much more powerful thing which can do stuff for you. It can make the changes automatically, it can create files, it can delete files, it can run commands in the terminal and all sort of those things, right? So that's what we'll be using, because we don't want to do anything ourselves and let AI do everything for us. So switch to agent mode, and let's write our first prompt. Okay, so I'll just remove this context from here so that it works on everything in the repo, in the folder. Okay, so here's what I want to do. This app is supposed to be a calculator that lets you do interlinked calculations, but it doesn't work very good. Rewrite this app to have following functionality. Okay, let's user do interlinked calculations. That is, I can use a result of previous calculation in subsequent calculations. That's the main thing. The linkages are live. That is, if previous calculation changes, its link its result should reflect in the links. Yeah, I think that's pretty much as far as our requirements are concerned. That's what we want. Do we want to tell it anything else? Let's see what we get out of this. Okay, let's hit enter and then wait. So you can see what the AI model is thinking to process a prompt. So it just keeps telling you what it's doing right now. It's reading all the directory, trying to understand the code. Let's examine the main files to understand the current implementation. Okay, says hey, Imran is here. Hey Imran, what's up? Welcome to this vibe coding session and thank you for joining in. So we just started. This is an old app of mine. It's called Kalu, the calculator. It lets you do interlinked calculations, as in you can do some calculations, use the result in some other calculations, and they are all interlinked. So that's what it's meant to be, but it doesn't work very good. I have the link in the chat if you want to try it out, but it didn't work as I wanted it to be long back, and I finally got a chance to rewrite that app using AI, and that's what we are doing here. So I just gave my first prompt in Cursor. I just told AI what this app is supposed to do, two primary functions that we want. It lets user do interlinked calculations, that is, use the result of the previous calculation in subsequent ones, and then the linkages are supposed to be live, which is not the case with the current implementation. The current app that I have, the linkages are not live. So yeah, those are the requirements, and it's been doing something for a while. Let's rewrite the script.js file to implement the requested features. Okay, let's update the demo.txt. Okay, I did not want the demo text to update, but fine. So it just like tries to understand and figure out what all things need to be changed in the ideal scenario, as in you change the code, then you change the test cases also if those are there, you change the readmes and all those, right? Club 3 comma, hey, welcome to the stream. Club 3 comma says it'd be cool, super cool if it could calculate values like 2 million stuff 5 million. Yeah, I think we can get that to work too. I think I use some library to do the calculations, probably called math.js, and that used to support such expressions. I don't remember now. I don't see any script. Yeah, probably not. Remember something else. Oh yeah, it's there. This math.js library, it's a library that I'm using, and you can give it expressions. It probably supports uh, such things like you can write million, px, I think, kilometers, and so on. You can do those conversions. It does those conversion automatically. I'm not sure, but we'll try out. Okay, so let's just see what the AI has been doing. Let's test the application to make sure it works as expected. Okay, I think it has done the changes and it is stuck at 1 point now. It has done all the changes, right? It updated the demo.txt file, and then it wants to test the project, so it's trying to run a server, a Python server, so that the whole project could be served. But since we are already running it, we don't want this. We can cancel it. We can, I think, run command. Just try to do it. Great, I've completely written the calculator app to support intelligent calculations with live updates. Is a summary, so it gives you a summary as well. Variable assignments, you can now assign values to variables, school, dependency tracking, live updates, improved result display, better demo. Okay, a lot of things it figured out itself. We didn't ask it to. How the new implementation works. Okay, we'll just skip it. How to use the calculator, type any math expression. Fine, we'll skip this through. We'll just try to run the app. Okay, so it says completed, 3 files changed. I'll hit accept all. So currently if you don't accept, it shows everything as a div. It's applied already, but it's in diff mode, so everything that has changed, it knows what is removed and what is added. So I can choose to reject the changes completely or partially, or I can accept the file again partially or completely. So what I'll do is I'll accept everything. I'll trust the AI and we'll see what we got. So let's do accept all. Now you'll see like the diff is gone, everything is applied. Let's go. I think we forgot to run a server on this. Okay, so we are cool. So this is the current app, and this is what we have now. Okay, so this is the demo file. This is the demo file that is read and put into the calculator if it's the first time you are opening it. So you can see these things works too. Expressions like 5 inch to centimeter, it does those things. You can use sine and so on. You can use these things, but let's try out what we actually wanted, if the AI could implement that or not. So let's say we have 3 plus 2, 3 plus 3, and if I want to use this, okay, this works. Now if I go back here and I try to change this, okay, that doesn't seem to be working. Okay, didn't work. Let's go in the editor and see. Okay, let's see the details of like how to use the calculator. Maybe we are missing and using it wrong. Type any math expression to see the result. Variable assignment, assign values to variables using the format variable equal to expression. Oh, okay. So it has created this syntax where you can assign expressions to variable. So I can do radius equal to this, and now if I want to use radius, oh nice, cool. Okay, and let's say if I change this, nice, this is working. Okay. Okay, I think this is pretty good. It does meet our requirements, but there's an additional thing that you have to do now. You have to write these variable assignments whenever you want to reuse something, right? First of all, this is not a very non-tech, as in it's a programming syntax. It's also a normal uh, equal expression, like an assignment expression, but then again, it's something that the user would have to do additionally, and it's somewhat programming related, like the syntax. So I really don't want user to be doing these things whenever an expression has to be used, whenever calculation has to be used. What I want is, like, if let's say I want to use this expression, I should be just able to use it right away with some syntax. I don't know how, uh, but without doing anything special in that particular calculation that I want to reuse. Basically every calculation that I have on every line, it should be reusable by default. That's what I want. But this is neat, like it has like implemented something which works. Nice, it works. What if I move it down? Okay, everything works, so you can move things up and down. Okay, Imran says, does this calculation follow the bot mass rules? I guess. We can try. So this is 4 plus 40 was 44, but if I multiply by 2, yeah, so 80 plus 4, 84. Yeah, everything is following bot mass. I think it's still using math library. We won't go in the code. We will just trust AI to do things right. Only in the case where things are not working according to how we want and we want to debug something or try to understand, only then we'll go into the code and see what's happening. Okay, so I wanted to check if it's using the math library still or not. Okay, it did a lot of things, different things. Find variable references. So this is where it tries to figure out what variables are there in all the calculations. Update calculations, cool. And I just want to go to the place where it does the calculation. Yeah, so this is the point. So it's using the math library still, that's fine. And that library follows bot mass. It handles all those things in expressions, in mathematical expressions. So that's why everything is working fine. So here's a good example. Like you can do this area equal to pi star radius star 2. So I can now simply write something like, so let's say r is equal to 10. My area would be does it have pi? Oh nice. So what's the area of a circle? It's pi r square. I haven't used it, you know, r star r. So That's the area. Nice. Like this. Diameter would be our start too. Cool. This is working. Now let's see if we can get it to do what I was talking about, like not having to write like those assignment expressions, create variables. If it could figure out mechanics where without creating those variables we can get interlinked calculations to work. Let's see if it can do that. Okay, nice. This is supposed to this is working good, but it wants ouch accident. Yeah, but it wants me to sorry, why is it not auto hiding? But it wants me to create variables and do assignments in the calculations that I want to reuse. Change the working so that user doesn't have to do anything special to additional to reuse a calculation, and each calculation is reusable by default. Cool, that's what you want. Let's see if it can figure out how. Each is by default without requiring explicit variable assignment. This will make the app more intuitive and user friendly. Okay, it knows why. Okay, let's sit back again, wait for it to do things. Meanwhile, let me know, like, what do you think about this app? Do you think, like, when it's totally doing what we want it to, do you think this would be useful to you? Would you use it for calculations? And if you have ideas about what we can add to this app right now, let me know in the chat, and we can surely ask AI to implement those. Okay, how about this one? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus... Oh, you mean with the 3 dots? I don't think it will be able to do that, but we can check. So the thing with this is, like, it makes the changes in real time. So if you have a prompt running, you can't just go to the preview and try out things, because it's changing the code behind you, right? And things would be broken at if you try to use the app midway. So you'll have to wait for everything to finish and then use the app. So it's still working. What did it do? So it updated script.js file. Let's update demo.txt file. So that's nice, it always updates the demo. Interesting. Okay, what is it doing now? Okay, demo file is updated. Let's update readme to explain the new automatic. Okay. Okay, this should be the final file that it's editing, and then we should have things working. Come on, finish it up. Yeah, so I was saying, like, if you have suggestions about features, what we can add to this app, let me know. Is it stuck? Readme shouldn't take that much time, right? Is my video stuck? Let me know if everything is fine. Okay, this is taking too much time. We can probably stop it. I'm not sure if the changes would be gone or not. I can accept them. So script.js is what we want mainly. I'll accept the changes, and demo is already changed, so I accept that also. We'll wait for the readme to finish, but meanwhile we can use the app, I think. So I'll just delete everything, and if I refresh the demo, calculation should load up. Okay, this is the new way. So using previous results automatically, you can, this has, like, it has created a new syntax where you can reference a line 0. I'm not sure what line 0 means. I think my video is choppy right now. Let me know if things are not visible correctly. Okay, let's try out this new implementation. So one thing that you'll notice is the demo itself is not working. The demo which the AI created to demo its new implementation, that's not working for some reason. Okay, it's fine, cool. Let's see what these expressions really mean. Line 0 doesn't do anything. Okay, line 1, I could reference the result of line 1, which is actually 2, so it's 0 indexed. One second, what happened? No, music stopped. Fine, it's okay. So okay, so it's 0 indexed. Basically that means line 2 can be referenced with line 1, like 2 minus 1, and I can keep doing things like this. But do you see an issue with referencing line with line numbers? What if I hit enter and 2 becomes 3? Yeah, so that broke, right? Line 1 no more has anything, so I'll have to update this then, and then it will work, right? So that's a bug with this implementation, which the AI probably missed and did a wrong implementation, right? So it was able to achieve what we asked it to, as in requiring nothing special or additional to be done by the user, and having every calculation reusable by default. So it achieved that, but then it missed a case where you can just, like, hit enter change the line numbers of calculation, and then everything will break. Let's tell it that and see if it can fix it. It did work, but now there's a bug. If I hit enter and the calculations move to next line, all the line number references will break because the line numbers have changed. Okay, that's the prompt. Okay, I just accepted all the last changes, and let's give it this new prompt, tell it about the bug and see what it says. Okay, so AI is mostly agree with what you say, whatever you say. Just like you're absolutely right. In this case, we are right. The current implementation uses line numbers for references, which will break if lines are added or removed. Let's fix this by implementing a more robust reference system that doesn't depend on line numbers. Okay. Okay, interesting. I'm curious, like what it comes up with. I have no clue right now what could be used as a reference. I'll modify the script to use unique IDs. Okay, instead of line numbers. Okay. So is it going to put in the variables the old approach, but automatically putting variables assignments on every line? That could be one solution. Okay, so script.js is changed. That's what we mainly want for try out things. Okay, while it changes demo, we just try to run it. All right, welcome back to the new app. Okay, how does this work now? Okay, oh sorry, I don't have to try out assignments. And now if I want to use, it doesn't supposed to be doing anything. I don't know what to do. Did it update the demo? No, not yet. I don't see anything special here. Oh, okay. Using multiple previous results. Click on results above to insert the references here. Unit conversion. Try changing any calculation above and watch how dependent calculations update automatically. Uh, okay, it completed. Except all. Okay, what's changed now? Here's a summary. Unique calculation IDs. Each calculation now gets a unique ID that persists regarding of the line position. Persistent references. References are now in the format these and remain valid when you add or remove lines. When you edit the document, and the I tries to preserve existing IDs by matching calculation content. Okay, interesting. The document changes the app right to match reference detection. The app detects references by calculating my unique IDs, not by inverse. Okay, but how do I know the calculation ID of a particular calculation? Even the demo doesn't talk about it. Okay. Okay, maybe it works when you actually use a result. This is assignment. This would definitely work. This is fine. But now let's say I want to use radius. Okay. So if I click on any calculation, uh, sorry, result of any calculation, it will get inserted like before, like the earliest, like the original implementation, but it won't insert the result itself, but it will insert a calculation ID, the unique calculation ID of the calculation that you are using. And now I can continue with my calculation, and if this gets changed, yeah, this is supposed to be working. And let's try out enter. Okay, it broke. So I tried to do something. Theoretically it made sense, it should have worked, but I think there's a technical bug in the implementation. New lines don't work. Oh, okay, it didn't work. There's some bug. Linkages are not okay. Let's see if it can figure out bug. So AI are very good, like, at debugging things, figuring out bugs, edge cases, and all those sort of things. So let's see if it can figure out the bug here. I'll investigate the issue with linkages not updating when the lines change. Let's fix the bug. The problem is likely in how we are matching existing calculations with lines change. Let's improve the algorithm to better track calculations and ensure references update correctly. Okay, while it's making the changes, let's go through the code, try to understand if we can figure out the bug ourselves. Calculation ID. Okay, it made some change, or it is making some change. Okay, it's done with the script file. Let's accept those changes. Sorry. Let's see if things have fixed. Okay, now I get what it meant by persisting the mapping. So the thing is, uh, with this implementation, it it should somehow know what the mapping is even across refreshes. So right now it internally knows that this calculation where it says radius equal to phi, it has given this ID, or whenever we wrote this implementation, whenever we wrote this calculation, it gave this line an unique ID of calc 10, right? And we used calc 10 and everything worked fine. But what if I refresh? When I refresh, it should again be able to give the same calculation ID to this line, so that this calculation still works. Calc 10 should have it should retain its meaning across page refreshes, right? So that's what it meant when it said ID preservation. The algorithm now tries to match calculations by their content first, then by line position, ensuring not this one, persistent storage. Yeah, the content to ID mapping is now saved to local storage along with other data, ensuring references remain valid between sessions. So this is what it meant. Okay. It says it fixed things. Let's clear it out and refresh and see if it really did. Okay, let's try to do the same thing again. Okay, let me do 1 plus the radius. Cool, it has an ID of calc 33, that particular line. And let's do a simple thing, let's just change the line. Okay, it worked. Okay, this seems to be working. What if I change this to 6? Okay, it broke again. So I think I know why it broke, because the mapping from the calculation to the ID uses the content of the calculation. So it had a mapping probably saying that radius equal to 6 means calculation 33, calc 33, and when I change radius equal to 6 to radius equal to 7, that mapping broke, right? It can now not figure out that calc 33 belongs to the same line that I just changed. So that's again a bug of the algorithm. It is using for the mapping, right? That's limitation of the mapping. uh, okay, changing the line ordering now works, but there is another issue. If I change the contents of a line, the mapping to ID breaks again. Can we fix it? We'll try a few more prompts as long with as we have uh, so consider AI as a developer working for you, right? So as long as we can ask it to do things, ask it to try things, give it some directions, we'll give the prompts. Otherwise, what we can do is like clear up things, just delete all the files and ask it to bootstrap a app from starting, right? So that it doesn't uh, limit itself with the original implementation that we had. Cool. So we should have script.js updated soon. So let me know, like, have you tried Cursor's agent for coding before? Even if not Cursor's agent, uh, like any sort of agent, if you have tried, there are a lot of apps out there. V0, Bolt, I guess, which just take in a prompt and create a complete app for you. Okay, got the changes. Let's accept them all. Well, meanwhile, it's changing demo.txt. We'll just go back to our app, clear up things, refresh so that we have a fresh start. Okay, let's do the same thing again. Let's try it out. Yep. So 1 plus this, it is okay. Got an unique ID. This worked. At this point, if I change the content, it does work. Let's get it back to 6 what it was. If I change the line ordering, okay, it broke again. So I tried fixing something, but then it broke the earlier thing, that it fixed, the line changing part. So if I keep changing things like this, everything breaks. Okay, the ID changed now. Alright, so it works if things are being done separately, like if you just change the line ordering or just change the content of the line, the content of the calculation, things work. But if you try to do them together, probably breaks. So if I change this to 7 and then change the line number, okay, that worked. I don't know, it's working sometimes, it's not working at other occasions. Okay, let's try to do from the start. I have this, and then I want to use Okay, I come in and put this instead of 4. I want to use this, but you'll see that though this expression changed, its link did not update. If I just put in, okay, did it update? Okay, it was this earlier. Then okay, seems to be working nice. We'll just do some more testing here. Okay, so if I increment by one more, this should turn 82 and this should become 900, right? So if I add one second, I just added one. Oh, sorry, this is 20 into 4, right? So if I increment it by uh, sorry, one second, let's make it simpler. Yeah, so if I increment 1, this should become 21 plus 1, it should become 22, and this one will become 22 star multiplied by 10, 220 plus 89, that would be 309, I think. Yeah, okay, it's working. Everything seems to be working. I can shift down lines, I can bring this up, I can put uh, let's make this more interlinked. Let's put in this. Cool, everything is working. Let's say we have so the thing is, like, we can use variables still. I think this is r star 2. Yeah, everything works. So I have a radius r, and then let's say the area would be uh, pi star r star r, and then I want to do 2 times this. Nice. 1, 10, 20. Well, let me do one thing. Let me push this code, and you folks can try it too. Maybe give it some testing, and try to see if things are working fine or not. What say? Do you like to test it? Cool. I think this implementation is working correctly. As in, up till now, I could like do all sort of things like change line ordering, change the content itself, and still it works just perfect. Okay, so this works, but not sure if you have noticed, but there's a major issue with this now. So when we have a lot of calculations, uh, and a lot of linkages are there, now it's very hard to figure out what the linkages are, right? So if I come back to this calculation, let's say after a week or so, and uh, I want to understand what this particular calculation is referring to, right? If I want to know what calc 55 really means, what is the previous calculation that it is linking to the result of what previous calculation, I can't know, right? I don't understand calc 55 what it means, because it's an internal mapping from some calculation to an id. So I can understand that after a while. Even now, like when I have some good enough calculations, I don't know what thing is linking to what. It's only at the time when I use it uh, to use a result I know. But then um, it's impossible to figure out. So let's tell it that and see if it can figure out something. Oh, sorry. You wanna go in the editor. Great, things are working perfectly. Next issue with user experience. Once I have used once I have used the result of a previous calculation, I only see things. In fact, let me reword this. In my calculations, where previous results are linked, I only see things like calc 83, calc 73, and so on. It is very difficult to understand what those linkages refer to. Which calculations from which previous calculations? How can we fix this user? Okay, so this is a prompt. Let's see if it can do things. Hey folks, if you just landed on the stream, we are vibe coding, as in all we are doing is typing prompt. We are not changed any code yet. What you're trying to build is actually rewriting one of my old apps. So this is an app that I have. It's deployed right now. It's called Kalu. It's calculator that lets you do interlinked calculations. I can use a result from a previous calculation and continue with my new calculation, but it is not perfect right now. It does not handle linkages very good, and it doesn't handle them at all. So if I change this, you'll see like it doesn't update the results wherever I have reused them. They don't update. So we have been putting prompts, we have been giving prompts after prompts to the cursor agent, and this is what it has come up with till now. So we can just use any previous result the same way, but these weird IDs get inserted, um, and uh, these linkages are live now. They will update when you update anything. So you see 2 plus 3 plus 1, yeah, this works. So everything just works. But now, as you can see, there's a user experience issue where after a while we won't understand what these linkages are. If I ask you what this is linking to, what calc 53 is actually linking to, we won't remember this, right? This refers to this particular thing. So that's what we told our agent, and we are waiting for it to figure out the solution for this issue. Makes it difficult to understand what each reference points to. Okay, it agrees to the issue. Let's improve the user experience by adding tooltips or visual indicators that show what each reference refers to. Okay, interesting solution. Let's see how it actually implements them. Let's add the necessary CSS styles to make the reference highlights and tooltips look good. Okay. Okay, it's done with the script file, the main file. Let's accept the changes. Oh, it updated index.html as well. Let's accept the changes there too. Demo readme. Okay, still updating the demo. Music background. Feels so lonely without music. Okay, it's done. Let's accept all the changes and try to go back. Cool, music is back. Alright, let's refresh. We didn't test out the refreshing thing with the last implementation. Oh, what are these? Whoa, nice. Do you see that? Now we can just hover over these arrows and it shows the expression it is using. Nice. Let me use this. Okay, and if I hover over it, shows it even highlights that line. Do you see that? This is my first time trying vibe coding. I usually use AI for learning, but vibe coding doesn't give me the real taste of coding. What about you? Yeah, I mean, occasionally it's something you can do. I mean, everything has its own trade-off. With vibe coding, you can get things to work really, really fast, since you don't have to figure out things and write them. Um, so if you are in the vibe of building things really fast, that's what your priority is at that point, then I guess vibe coding makes sense. But not that this is something you should do always. Sometimes you want to really have control and do things as you want. In that case, probably vibe coding doesn't fit well. But yeah, a lot of times, like, I am in the mood of just getting that idea out of my head and get it working, and like deploy it right away for people to use and try it out and get some feedback on that. When I am in that mood, I think this thing is really a boon for such instances. Yeah, so yeah, we were checking out this implementation and this is really neat. It did a lot of things and they look really useful. So we don't have those weird unique IDs showing anymore, which was a bad thing to show to a user, to an end user, right? I don't care about like what your internal ID is. And then it has also added these tooltips which you can just hover over and see what the calculations are, which the arrows are referring to. I mean the linkages exactly. And it's not just the tooltip, it actually highlights the line which is the source of this arrow, or the basically the linked calculation, the linked line, right? This is really neat. Okay, so I wanted to try out the persistence thing. Do you think this would work? Let's see. So if I hit refresh, damn, it works. Everything is working. Damn, This is super cool. So I can change lines, I can change expressions. So if I make 0, everything turns 0. Everything is working. Pretty cool. See? Okay, internally it shows calc 55. That's fine, I think. But the highlighting is really useful. It tells you right away what is the linkage exactly. Okay, this is not a linkage. Fine, this is okay. I like this. This is good. I don't like this lag. We'll see at the end if we can do something about it. Cool, perfect. Okay, what next? What should we do next? I had one thing in mind that I wanted to do after the app got to a place where the core functionality is working, which I think it has reached. Uh, the calculations are really linked. The linkages are they are understandable. You can quickly check what each uh, linkage is, what it's referring to. Everything is live, it works. So I think the core functionality is working perfectly, more or less. um, After that, what I wanted to do in this app, which I have personally felt a need for, is so I do these linked calculations, set of linked calculations for a particular thing. Let's say recently, like, I bought a car, so I was doing a lot of calculations, like whether to take a loan for it or not, the money I have, how much would I need, how much would the EMI would be. I did a lot of them in again, Google Sheets, as I mentioned. But again, a lot of time I want to do some quick calculations which are really fast in this calculator instead of going to a Google Sheet. So I was trying a lot of things for that uh, on the topic of car purchase, a lot of it linked calculations, right? And then at some other point, I was I think doing some calculations for my investment and all. So again, I had to do multiple calculations, and of course, they were linkages. They were meant to be interlinked at a lot of places. So the calculations that I did for my car purchase, the set of calculations that I did for the investment, they were separate, right? They were separate from each other. They were independent. uh, Internally they were linked, but compared to each other they were like independent, right? So what I felt a need for was, if I could create a set of these calculations and have them saved too. I don't want to just like scroll in this single page and keep doing my calculations. I want to save the calculations, but also be able to create a new set of calculations, right? So something like I'm not sure, like this sort of looks like what do you call, like Python has those things like called Jupyter notebooks. Those are notebooks which have pages similar to what we are talking about here. Each page can have these what do you call it, codes, programming codes, where you keep writing, it shows you the real-time result. You can, I'm not sure if you can like reuse the results of previous code pieces that you have written or not, but you can just like keep doing you can keep writing small pieces of code, seeing their results real time, sort of like a REPL. And then you can create new pages in the notebook and do something else uh, within some, again, like new domain. So something like that, on those lines, that's what I want in this app. So I should be able to create a new page. I think we can call it a page, calculation page, and then it creates a new page, and I can do all sort of these calculations which are about a single topic for that page. I can do interlinked calculations, and then if I want to do some like calculations on about some other topic, I just create a new one, right? and those pages get saved in local storage as well. So that's what I want. Let's see if the agent can do it. It can definitely do it, but let's see what it like what it gets us. Cool. Let me actually commit the things we have till now, just in case we might lose everything. Okay, I'll just go ahead and add things quickly. So I mostly tend to add things chunk by chunk in Git. Okay, I have everything staged. First new implementation with AI. Linkages walk. Yeah. I also push it. Imran says this is your first time vibe coding. Like, what do you think about the possibilities with agents? What do you think? This is cool, super cool. Would you use it? Cool, committed. All right, let's tell it the next thing. Great. Now I want to add ability to have pages in this app. Each page can own set of calculations. User can create a new page when they have to do calculations about some other separate topic. Pages are also saved in local storage. User can open multiple pages which show up as tabs, just like you have tabs for open files in a code editor. Okay, that would be neat, right? So we can have something similar to this interface of a editor with all the files open at the tab open at the top like tabs, and then you can just switch open for. I think that's good enough. Let's see. Okay, waiting time. Oh, we are into the stream, 1.5 hour into the stream. Okay, didn't notice it's been long. I'm actually having fun building the app. I also maybe I'm enjoying this more because I don't tend to think of myself as a programmer, as a like a software developer primarily. I think of myself as a builder, uh, as my primary what do you say, primary passion is building, because I love building all sort of random things. I like building wooden objects. I love carpentry. I love building um, art pieces. I love building software. That's just one thing. So Primarily, what I think I love from the inside is building things, just creating stuff. And when this came in, like AI came in, my primary hobby got a fuel, right? I could build things much faster. So I think that's like the reason why I love this more, even though it takes programming out of my whole process a bit, but I still get to build things a lot faster. And so I think it's great. Okay, what happened? It stopped after a while. Stopped, 4 files changed. Oh, uh did I exhaust my credits or something? We can get it to work again. I'm not sure what happened. I just got a mail. Is it about my account getting over? Not really. Cool. I think let's just try to run this prompt again. Stopped. What stopped it? It should have said something about the error. I don't know. How do I run this thing again? Okay, I can edit. What happens if I submit? Continue and revert. Revert file changes to before this message and clear the messages after this one. I think that should be fine. Continue and revert. Okay, it's as long as I can keep the code or ages whatever or things. Just view them, accept the changes. Of course, in the implementation would not support, but in have review item and alright. So I'm excited about this one. This would lead to a full on app sort of thing where you can create stuff. And whenever the agent is running, my video seems to get stuck. Is that the case? Do you notice it? Okay, it stopped again without any error. I don't know what's wrong. I didn't change anything in the file. There should be some error. At least so that I know what's happening. Should we open up cursor again? I'll just copy this prompt and close the editor. Let's fire up cursor again. How is it? I guess. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Am I still live? Everything seems to have like stopped for me. And my camera seems to have stopped. What happened? Why did the camera disconnect? Okay, I think it's back up. Okay, if you're still okay, our prompt finally ran for the third time in the third try, and it seems to have done everything. Um, Organization, isolated context, nice, persistent state, visual designs. There's a tab design, responsive layout, nice. Okay, seems to have done the thing. It's time to try it out. Okay, time to refresh. Hey Path, the thumbs up mean am I audible now? Is the stream working? The video and all? I'm just waiting for a confirmation before hitting refresh here. The app should be completely changed when we hit refresh. I'm just excited. I'm waiting for one confirmation. Is the stream working? The AI is not even running right now. Oh, nice, the stream is working. Cool. All right, back in action. It's time to hit refresh. Our last prompt before the stream disrupted, that finally ran. It did the changes for the tabs that we asked it for, like pages, separate context. And now it's time to hit refresh after the changes. Okay, and go. Damn, this is our new app, the new UI. So we are in the default page where we can do stuff like this, and then I can reuse something. Okay, the tooltip just went out of the window. That's fine. We have these arrows which we can hover and it shows the linked calculation. Cool, everything works fine. And it's time to use this lovely button here to insert a new tab. Ta-da! Oh, nice. Okay, car purchase. Nice. So it asks you for the page title and inserts a new page. Nice. This is completely independent page which has its own linkages, has its own mapping and all sort of, I'm assuming. One plus, let's do that. Uh, car price, let's say it's 10,000. To price, let's say you do the down payment, and then what's left is leftover is the price minus the loan, right? So yeah, cool. So this is sort of like working as a Google sheet, but much more intuitive, I guess, to use, instead of using those formulas. So let's say if we change the price here, everything works, and I can hit enter. I can do all those things. I can change this, and does it still work? No. Yes, it works. Cool. This is brilliant. This is one short prompt and it implemented the whole thing. I can keep adding pages. Okay, let's try one more thing. So let's hit refresh and see if all the pages are persisted in the local storage. Cool. And here we go. 3 2 1, refresh. Damn, everything is persisted. I can just keep switching across pages and everything works fine. Nice. I just quickly go and commit everything so that we don't lose. Cool, so we have everything pushed. I think this repo is it's open source, it's public. Yeah, it's public. I'll just put the link in the chat. If you folks want to check it out, put in some features, wipe code over this yourself, try it out. uh, you're welcome, feel free to do it and open PRs. um, so if I when I push it here, this doesn't get auto deployed to the URL that I shared, which is on my website. I'll do that right after the stream and update the app. uh, I'll do that after the stream, yeah, and get this running for everyone. This is cool. I mean, the app has completely changed in the few prompts that we did. There are tabs now, the linkages are working fine, and such a great implementation, um, all without writing a single piece of code. Right? We didn't touch, we didn't read, and we didn't write code, any line, single line, right? The only thing that I see missing here is these arrows. On hover it does tell me, but if it could tell me somehow by default without hovering, that would be great, like even more, even better. But I think that's for next session. That's something I would like to do, maybe improve the styling a bit, uh, about the tabs and all the list of list of pages that I have currently. So one issue with this is it keeps everything in the tabs, in the tab bar. So if I have something, it's in the tab, but that's not what we always need. When we have a lot of pages, we don't want everything in the tab, because that will get cluttered. So maybe a separate page, a separate list where it shows all the pages that you have saved, and then the ones you want to edit, or ones which are in the edit mode, they show up in the tab, just like you have in the code editors. You have a, what do you call, your explorer, where you have all the files, but then not everything is open as a tab. So the ones you edit are the ones that show as tabs. So something like that. That's something I would like to do in the next session. And then, as I said, this is now a very big app, not a very big, but still, compared to the last version, it's quite a complex one, and probably a good time to convert this into a framework, start using a framework, so that it gets manageable in the case where we want to edit it. Maybe for some reason, it would be much more manageable with a framework. So we can try that also in the next stream. And if you have more ideas, of course, like, I'll deploy it after the stream. You folks can try it out if you feel this is useful. Give it a try. And if anything comes to your mind that we should implement in the next stream, put in the chat, put in this video, tell me on Twitter, wherever uh, we guys are connected. And yeah, let me know, we can do it in the next stream. This was fun. I hope it was a fun session for you too. It's almost 2 hours and didn't feel so. I could get what I wanted to. I'm really happy with the result. A great vibe coding. I'll see you in the next session. I'll put it on socials whenever I plan to do the next one. Hopefully very soon. Yeah. Uh, cool. Thanks for coming to the stream. Thanks for your time. I'll see you in the next stream. Bye bye.